Hi, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. Today we're going to do block 5 of the hen party. And first I'm going to show you how I prep for my work. So this is the sheet that tells you where the layout is. So I always keep that out. And then, I'll tell you what, let me move you down here to the table so you can see it better. Alright, so first off, I have each individual one of these is a block. And this is the cutout pieces, except won't fit in the block. So these are all the head, the eye, the cheek, the body, all that. I put it in a bag. I label the month. I've already done 5, which I'll show you here in a minute. When I did my intro and my exit, somehow it got off the camera. I don't know if it deleted it or what happened to it. So then I decided to come back on here and present this, showing you how I prep it. Anyway, so I have this right here, which is nothing more than a shower curtain holder. And then I have each one of these blocks already prepped. So I've got 7, 8, 9, and 10, and they're all ready to go. All I have to do is pull my fabric out of this tub, which is where I put all the different kinds of fabric that I want to use on this. It's just a whole bunch of scraps. And I also picked out my fabric that I was going to lay down my pieces on. And then what I did, let me move this here, was I cut them out to size, the entire 10. I labeled them like this here. So this is a 12.5 by 12.5, and it's for blocks 2, 6, and 7. 2 I've used already, so I crossed it out. So this is 6 and 7, so I have them ready. This way I knew I had enough fabric to do all of it. Now that's how I prepped all the work for this specific quilt. They're not all like this. This one I did because it was all applique. I had bought the pattern, so I could do it. Okay? Now, for example, my murder mystery, every month they give us the information. So when they give it to us, that's when I can prepare it. Here's the finished square for block 5. So after you get done watching the video, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And it almost looks like I lost my eggs, as you can tell here. But keep in mind, I haven't done any of the embroidery work because I'm going to do some different stuff on these squares, which I'm going to start doing here pretty soon because I'm going to build them and do it. But for example, around here, so that you can see it and it sticks out, what I'll probably do is I will probably take white thread or cream thread, because that'll pop on this right here, and I'll do, for example, probably the satin stitch around there. Okay? So I'm going to do different stitches around on my blocks to make them show. Now, probably for the eyes, I don't know as I would do a satin stitch because these eyes are so small. It's the size of my little fingernail. So I might only do a straight stitch. So it just depends. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that block. And like I said, I do not know why my intro and my ending to my film, when I did it, I don't know what happened to it. I went to edit it and the front was gone and the back was gone. So I have no clue what happened. So I just wanted to come back and do that real quick. Now, for the people that are just joining me for the first time, because you found my videos, this is my process when I do applique. This is the back side of the fabric. I iron this down. This is going to be the body of the hen. This is double-sided fusible. I take off the one side. Whichever side will come off, that's the one I take. Okay. And as you can see, I'm going to see if you can see anyway, it's got a sticky residue. See that glittering? That's the sticky part. And I kind of like the way this thing looks for on the body, so I'm going to place it right there. And then what I want to do, and the reason you put it on the wrong side is that when it goes down on your fabric, you want it facing right side up. Now the way that I do this is I take a sheet. This is my pressing sheet. I put it on top because I don't want any of the sticky stuff to get on my iron. And then I just press it. That's it. then I'll just cut this shape out and set it aside, because I just temporarily cut it out to start out with. Let's make sure that's out of the way. Just so I've got it, then I take my time and cut it out. And I set it aside. I got the eyes done right here. There's the eyes. And I just do every one of my pieces like that for every color that I'm going to use. I'm going to use the top of this red here for the tail feathers. So I iron my fabric first, which makes it warm. Let's take the biggest one here. Take that off. There's a piece of thread in there. Let's see, it's going like that. Next size. And it's going about like that. And then the last one, because she's got 3. Is like that. And all I do is this entire process each time. I'm not using any steam or anything like that. Just plain old dry iron. And set it aside. Now here's where you get to change your colors before you do anything. I got to looking at the red, and I've got to do the comb, the head, and the cheeks. So to get that all to match, I would prefer to make the head in this purple, the cheeks in this purple, and then the comb in the red. So now I'm changing it so that I can get that done. So let's start here with the head and the cheek fabric. I think this purple will look good. Kind of like this over here. Do my comb real quick. Okay. Now these two are cooled off enough. I can go ahead and that one. Okay, set all these aside. Now I've got 4 eggs to make, and I have the straw left. So for my 4 eggs, I found this fabric here. It's got purple, an aqua, dark aqua, a green, and a blue. Well, excuse me, let's see, green. All right, so I can get 3 of the same and a bit of an orange Maybe. Let's first go with this here. Okay. So we're going to do a blue one first. So it's going to have the rays down it like that. Then I'm going to do, that's the purple one, excuse me, the blue one's here. So we'll do blue one next. I'm going to do a green one, just up here. Just right there. And then let's see what else I have on here. I think this looks pretty good right here with the orange and the green and the purple. So let's do it right in there from my last one. So let's get a little bit of all of that right there. Of course, these are not my cutting scissors. These are my paper scissors, but they're working. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and iron that. Set them aside. And then what we have left is the straw. And I'm using this fabric here that I have used before for the straw because I really like it. And then what I'll do here is lay all my straw pieces, which are right here. Let's see here. I can go at the bottom. So let's make sure I got them all here. Yep, okay. I tell you, I don't know how I managed to make it so that the numbered pieces actually stayed on the part that was sticky. I have no idea how I did that. I couldn't have done it that I've tried because I wasn't sure what was coming off, but I guess you could test it beforehand. Okay. And then I can cut those with a rotary cutter because they're straight lined. I don't need to use the scissors. Okay, and then these are the little pieces that have angles. I'm going to put one there. One next to it. Like that. Okay. this up. And just press it. Okay. Now I'll sit down over here, cut all these out. And then when I get finished, we're going to assemble this block. The block is this little gray piece, and it goes straight up and down like this. And actually, let's turn it right side up, because we have some, I believe they're crane, at least this says one crane on it, in the background up here. All right, and then I'll lay it out and show you here in a second. Okay. Alrighty, so now I got all my pieces cut out, and what you do is you're going to mark the middle of your fabric so you know where it's at. For placement purposes. And always keep in mind that when you do applique, you want to keep 1/4 inch all the way around, because that's where your seam is going to be. You don't want your picture, whatever you've just done, you don't want it in the seam line, because then you've chopped your picture or whatever you've done. Okay. Let's go this way with it. Okay. Now, here's my body. And what I do is I go ahead and I take my fusible off. Then I lay it down. And this is her head area and this is her hiney area. She's going to go about like this, I think. Let's see where my paper's at. Where's my paper? Paper, where are you? Here we go. This is my placement paper. Right here. We're making this block right here. Okay, so she's got more of her hind end above the line. So that's what I'm going to do right there. And then I'm going to put the feathers, because that's going to determine where it goes up here. And I have them laying. Hold on one second. There we go. Get that out from underneath it. Okay, so I've got it all laid out, all on this piece of paper right here, so I can keep track of it. Now, if I can remember in the next video, when I do the next block, I'll show you how I prep it. How I prep the blocks before I start with my video. Alrighty, so we need her tails. And she's got a plume to the left, one in the middle, and one to the right, so it needs to come down. Because if I put that one up there, that looks good. Okay. And it's off my 1/4 inch. Okay. So let's take the paper off of this. Oh, it folded a little bit. Straighten that out. It sticks on itself. Okay. There's one. Two. Three. Okay, let's go with the middle one first. Gonna put it about right there. Lift this up. And you can pretty well put these any way you want. I'm going to put them just close to each other like that. And this one like that. I think that looks pretty good. And actually, whoops, it showed that the middle one was on the right of the seam. So if that's the case, the middle one needs to go right there. And then like that. And I think that's good enough. Let's turn her a little bit this way. Now let's put her head next, because that's going to determine the side over here. So her head and her cheeks. And I think I need to turn her just a little bit more to the left. Yeah, a little bit more to the left like that. Let's see, and her head kind of goes cocky like that. Let's take a cheek off. Cheek. Might have to move the cheek in a little bit more. Let's do her nose, which goes over that. And then we have her eyes and her comb. So let's do the comb first. It goes up like that. And where are her eyes at? Here we go. If you don't have any fingernails, you can always get, let's see, how do the eyes go? They go like this. You can always get a, tweezers to pull it apart, or even grasp it. I got a little bit of a fingernail here. Let's see. Okay, so I need to move a cheek inward like this. I tell you, every time I try to make their faces, I like mess up. Okay, cheek goes down here, eye goes up here, a little bit over to the right. Like that. Then put this little beak on there. Let's see how that works. That's a lot better. Okay, now she's going to have her nest and then the eggs. So this is just a kind of a sporadic thing that you lay down. See if I can get them apart. All right, so they're going to stick out like this, about like that, because their eggs are going to be covered on it. Whoops, because I don't let go of my finger. I think it needs to go over a little bit more, because I think her eggs, let's see if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, okay, let's see, we have one egg laying down right next to her cheek. This one's laying down on top of that one, and then these two are kind of on top of each other. So let's pull this out a little bit more. There we go. And probably, yeah, that's because I got to get one right next to it. So let's try this here. Make sure you guys are in the camera. Pull it this way a little bit. Of course, I'll pick up the camera here in a minute so that you can see it. I'm going to have some whining going on in a minute because I hear the dump truck, the trash man, and somehow Dewey has developed a hate about that truck and that beeping. So he carries on. Okay, so, wow, perfect timing. Let's pick this up. This one, this one. Let's put another one on there. Sorry about that. You're okay, Dewey. You're all right. You're okay, buddy. Yeah, you are. You're all right. It's not going to get you. You're in the house. That's right. It's not going to get you. Are you his support group, Laney, huh? You sticking next to him? Tell him it's okay. Nothing going on. Come on. There we go. There we got it. And this one comes down a little bit more. That. Okay. Okay, so now what we need to do is figure out where these little legs go. Okay, so this leg is showing here, and this one is showing on the other side. Alright, so the points are up here, and it's actually underneath these two. So just grab these two. Try to grab these two. is underneath the second one on the right. So let's get that one off. Okay. And this one goes underneath this one here. Goes like that. Just lift that up, put it down. Now let's see about putting these eggs on there. There's one. Two. I'm losing my adhesive. Let's go around this side right there. Oh. Okay, I don't know what happened there. It rolled on me for some reason. That's kind of odd. Alright, so we're going to put this one, since he's got a face up, we're going to put it there. We're going to take the green one over here, right next to her cheek. I think we'll take the purple one, and it overlaps just a little bit, so let's move that one like this. I need to go down a hair a bit. Nope, that's good, I guess. Like that. This one in the back. Standing up. And this one kind of standing up. Like that. Oops. Okay. Just press it all down. Oops, I don't want that one sticking out, so that's got to go up a little higher. Both of these do, because I do not want them out from underneath that egg. Let's go up with that one. And let's go with this one here. There we go. They look like they're all in there correctly. Okay, looks good to me. It's looking good. Alrighty, let me show you a picture of it. There it is right there. And we're done with that block. There we go, block 5 of the Hen Party quilt.